Hi there, my name is Niamh. I am founder of ND Inspired, and I help online coaches and service providers to grow their businesses strategically so that you, I hope, can live a life of freedom on your terms. So if you are an online coach or service provider and you are struggling with self-doubt, then this video is for you. I'm going to share 4 steps to help you to overcome self-doubt. So the first step, before we start though, I want you to know that your mind is a useless master, but a wonderful servant. Even if you've heard of this before, it's worth remembering. Your mind is a useless master, but a wonderful servant. So you've got to be in the driving seat to take control and to notice, to be aware of how the mind can trick you, because the mind does not like change. And if you are growing, you are changing. So it's going to do its best to hold you back and feed you lots of self-doubt. So let's overcome that. So step number 1, take control of your thoughts. So think about, what meaning are you subscribing to your online experiences? Are you thinking, oh, well, nobody really cares. Nobody's interested in what I have to say. Oh, I don't know what to say. Oh, are you busy in your mind feeding? The mind is delighted if you are, because it doesn't like change. Are you feeding it lots of thoughts that don't serve you? What meaning are you subscribing to your online experiences? Because if you choose a new meaning, a meaning that helps you and uplifts you, then that will help you to overcome your self-doubt. So always ask yourself the question, does this meaning that I'm putting on this situation, maybe you shared a live stream and either you didn't know what to say, or nobody showed up and nobody cares, and you're just feeling deflated. So does it support you to think, well, that means if I deduct from that experience that I'm not good enough, I'll never make it, etc. Does that support you? Or how about a learner mindset that says, okay, well, I'm following my vision. I am on a journey and I am absolutely committed to continuing on that journey and figuring it out. If you have a I will figure it out mindset, that is a growth mindset. But a fixed mindset is, oh, well, that just means I'm not good enough and I can't change. You know that you can. So take control of your thoughts and just notice the self-talk, notice the narrative that you're taking, and choose a narrative that supports you. So catch yourself, catch your mind, be an observer of your mind, and ask yourself, does that meaning support me? Okay, step number 2, be consciously intentional. Ask yourself, how do I want to feel going into this discussion, this day, this week, this year, this experience? Prior to a coaching session, I always check with a client, or either before the session, or it's the first thing that I check during the session. What outcome do you want? What outcome do you want? Let's intend that. And I prefer to get them thinking about it. They're used to it. If they've been working with me a while, they know I'm going to ask them, what is it that you want to get from this session? And ask yourself that with every interaction. If you're consciously intentional, what do I want to get from this day? What do I want to get from this video training? What do I want to get from it? Be consciously intentional. Be conscious. Don't go unconscious, because then the mind will take over. Remember, it's a great servant, but a useless master. How do I want to feel about past incidents as well? If you're going over something in your mind and thinking, oh, really, I shouldn't have said that, I shouldn't have done that, that was a mistake, blah, 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 it's not serving you. So check your self-talk again. How do I want to feel about the past experience? It's always a learning. So there's no failure. The only failure is the failure to try. So if you feel like you failed in the past, convert that to learning. You get to choose your perspective. Choose your perspective and your self-talk. Step number 3, have a clear vision and goals. If you don't have a clear vision and goals, if you don't know where you're going to go, you cannot be in the driving seat. You've got to have a roadmap. So have a clear vision. Set 1 year from now, I want to be there. Now I'm here. And these are roughly the steps, the milestones I need to reach along the way. And keep that firmly in your mind. Be intentional, be purposeful, have a roadmap. Stay in the driver's seat. If you get in the passenger seat, your mind will take over and it will fill you with doubt. So you get to choose to be intentional, to be in the driver's seat, but you've got to stay conscious and work on this every day. With my clients, I invite them to share affirmations with me, to remind themselves every morning to have a really firm schedule, because there's so many things that you can do to take control, to overcome that self-doubt it's going to find the cracks, it's going to try and come in. But if you're very aware of this, then you're armed and safe. So seek support, get guidance from a coach if you can afford that, or from an accountability buddy, or in your journal. Your journal can be a great coach too. Step number 4, don't let your mind negotiate with you. So when your mind negotiates, here's an example. I run every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning. I have a firm structure. It was raining really heavily this morning. My mind was negotiating. Maybe I'll do yoga this morning instead. Maybe I'll run later if it dries up. And I caught it and I thought, this is non-negotiable. This is non-negotiable. And it was hard, and it was raining hard, and I was running up the hill, and it did not feel good. But I just did not let my mind come in. I just ignore it. I ignore that tantruming mind because I know it. I know its tricks, and I know that the more I negotiate with it, the more that I listen to it and give in, then the less impactful I'm going to be, and the less likely I am to follow my schedule and to reach my goals. So I just don't negotiate with it. I try not to. I am human. I'm very human as well. So having a radical schedule really helps me. I created this radical schedule and I follow it as closely as possible. And that really helps me to stay on track. This is an example of a schedule that I created. Message me if you'd like a copy of that with instructions on how to create it. I'm offering that for free. So clarity, having clear goals, having a plan, a roadmap, and momentum, taking action equals confidence. That is how you're going to gain confidence. So the next step is to think about, well, what exactly do I want to create? How am I going to create it? Be intentional, be purposeful, and decide that you are not going to let your mind get in the way. If you want more tips like this, you can find me on Facebook. Search on @NDInspire, and you can WhatsApp me there too. You can check out my website, niamhd.com. It's pronounced Niamh, Niamh. YouTube, Niamh D. LinkedIn, Niamh D. Instagram, ND_NiamhD. And of course, you can also email me if you would like to inquire with working with me personally, niamh@niamhd.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you found this useful, please share it and tune in next week, because I'm going to be sharing a video training like this every Wednesday. Thank you.